Hey, hello everyone. It's great to be with you. Very excited to be in the Orange Bowl. This is one of the most prestigious and historic games in the history of our bowl games. I always remember as a child on the last day of New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day at 8 o'clock when the Orange Bowl having that last game when you watched them all day and you finished with the Orange Bowl and had the great halftime shows and the great Oklahoma teams, the great Nebraska teams that used to play in it all the time. Florida State, where I actually first saw Florida State when they played Oklahoma. Loved them. The great Miami game was all those games in the history, and to be a part of it again, been able to be blessed to be able to do it twice. It's one of the most well-ran, classy games that you can be a part of. Very excited for A&M to be back 77 years ago. I'll have to ask my mom. She's 84, so I'll have to ask her if she remembers that and see if that's okay. I don't quite remember that. I'm getting up there. I'm not quite that old. I'm not that old yet. But great to be back. Great to, get A&M brand across the country and be in any other games and be in the Orange Bowl and the Classic and be a part of that great history and tradition is a great honor. We're very happy and excited to be in the game and play a great opponent in North Carolina. And like I say, having Mac Brown, who I think is one of the great coaches in college football and probably end up being a Hall of Fame coach and won his national championships in 250, 60 games, however many he's won. Great guy, great opponent. He's done a tremendous job with North Carolina to get them in the Orange Bowl and how quick he was there and how what that program was when he took over. It's an amazing accomplishment again, but it doesn't surprise you. Everywhere Matt goes, he wins, and that's going to be a very well coached football team who's playing great football and had a great win down there against Miami just a few weeks ago to put them in it. And now we're going to have our hands full. We need to play a great game, but we're excited and blessed to be there, and looking forward to finish this season. Questions?
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Tim Reynolds again. Go ahead, Tim.
Jimbo, I would say congratulations, but it just seems so awkward today. And having been at both of your Orange Bowls, having heard you talk about them in the past, I know what the game teaches you. Well, what is the level of frustration today, Jimbo, that you're feeling?
There's no frustration. We're excited to be going to the Orange Bowl. We're in a New Year's Six game. We're in a New Year's Six game against a great opponent, and we're very happy to be there, and there's no frustration at all.
Max said that he thought that you guys belonged in the playoff. How appreciative, I guess, were you to hear him share that sentiment?
Well, especially from somebody who knows football as well as Mac does, and one of the great coaches. But that's this world we live in. You get in, you get out, and you got to move on. You go to the future, and listen, we got an opportunity to play in the Orange Bowl. That's like I said, one of the great games of bowl games in the history of this game, and having the tradition to be another part of that game and play a great opponent like North Carolina and have Mac as one of the great coaches in college football. I think it's a great matchup for us, and it's a great opportunity for us to continue to grow and build our brand and build our program to where we want it to go.
Thank you, Jimbo.
All right. Next question is from Chuck Carlton. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, Jimbo, I know you've moved on, but I know some of your players expressed and your staff even expressed disappointment with the coming in fifth to CFP. I was just curious your thoughts about that, how that played out the last 24 hours.
Well, no, it wasn't. It's like having a bad play. You get disappointed for a minute, and then you play the next play. You move on. That's life. We've had a great opportunity. We've had a great year. We've done great things, and we put ourselves in a position to be in it, but we weren't. So now it's time to move on, and we're not, you wanted to be in it, but at the same time, we're in the Orange Bowl, man. We can progress, keep going, doing what we're doing, and everybody does that, but our players have moved on. They were excited when we announced that we were able to play in the Orange Bowl. They were very excited, knowing that A&M hadn't been there, and I couldn't tell them how many years. Now I know it's 77. I know it's pre-World War II, so or somewhere in that range right in there, so it was pretty good.
All right, next question's from Sam Kahn. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Jimbo. I'm curious if you had any power, any say in it, what would you change, if anything, about the selection process in the college football playoff?
Oh, listen, you got great people on who do a great job. Hey, you can complain about every selection that's made. It's like, all right, who complains about every call I make? Well, we should have ran the ball. We should have thrown the ball. We should have done this. We should have done that. That's life. I have those people do a great job. They spend all year doing it. They gather the information. They do one heck of a job, and they came to conclusion and did it. I wouldn't change anything.
Okay, next question is Zach Braziller. Go ahead, Zach.
Jimbo, Mac had just talked about expanding the playoffs to 6 teams to 8 teams. What are your thoughts on that? And this year, you've seen a lot of other sports kind of with all the uncertainty going on, adding teams to the playoffs to, for fan engagement. Would that have been something you think would have been a smart decision for college football?
You know, I've said this and I said it the other day, and it's not because we were fifth right now, but I think the playoff does need to get expanded because you're not encompassing all the conferences. You're not encompassing all the things. And listen, you can't, it's hard to judge strength of schedule. You're not crossing over who you're playing, what you're playing, getting a non-Power 5 team in there to a Power 5 team. There's so many things. The only way you're going to find out is expand the playoffs. Now, I'm a traditionalist, and I never thought I would ever say that. I really didn't because I love the bowl games, the history. I think it took away from the nostalgia of our game. And then what Orange Bowl means, what the Sugar Bowl means, what the Fiesta Bowl means, what the Cotton Bowl means, what the Peach Bowl means, what the old Blue Bonnet Bowl. I mean, whatever they are. I mean, although all those games, I'm a true traditionalist in that. But I just think today's times and the changes we've made, I never thought it would come out of my mouth like this, but we do. And I think it matters to kids, matters to people. And there's no easy way to judge this thing and get it as fair. And it may not always be, but I think if you expand it more and include the bowl games in it, I think you have to going in the future. And I truly believe it's got to happen.
Our next question for Jeff Snook. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Jimbo, just if you look at the history of college football back to 98, the top two teams of BCS, now the last 6 playoff years, the one team that was 5th or 3rd that got left out, they went one of two ways. They were flat, their heads were somewhere else, were disappointed, or they were extremely motivated and took it out on the other team. How do you keep your team in the latter as opposed to the former there?
You know, I hope we're neither. I don't hope we're motivated. I don't hope we're mad. I hope we're doing our job as a football team and what we want to do and accomplish as a program, because that's what we do at A&M. It's to play great football when the next game steps up, whatever the circumstances, whatever the consequences. You always you can create a chip on your shoulder. You can create all, but if those are the real reasons you have to motivate yourself to play, your program's not where it needs to be. I believe that. I think it's the next game, it's the next play, it's the next situation, whatever it may be, you handle it and move on, because that's what you do as a human being, and you move on in life. I know, hopefully we're neither one. I hope we're just ready to play a very good North Carolina football team who's a very well-coached team I have a lot of respect for, and that we do our job and play our best game.
All right, next question for Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew. You there, Andrew? All right, well, we'll go next question here for Travis Brown. Travis, you there?
Yeah, hey, Coach. Just curious, with what a lot of your players said on social media and stuff, a lot of it they felt like A&M's brand, A&M's name is what held them out over Notre Dame. How do you address that, have those conversations with your players to kind of give them a different perspective on the program after what happened?
I don't. That's what they say on social media. That's their belief. You want your brand to be better, play better, do what you handle your business. I don't. I mean, I don't get into all those things. Don't believe in all those things. We're going to play our game, do what we do, and handle our business. We have a great brand. A&M is a tremendous brand, and we're building it each and every day. We'll be consistency in the things we do and how we play, and that's what you can handle. Control what you can control and move on. I really don't. I don't know what they said on social media because I don't have it.
And then also Coach Brown said that y'all had some time. We had some time to be able to bond when he was doing the TV analyst stuff. What were some of that relationship building like between the two of you?
It was actually really fun because you got an old coach who really understood what you're going through and what goes on. And no offense to anybody in the media, but understanding you can have some deep conversations and really understand what you were doing and where your team was and why you're doing things. And I thought he did a great job as an analyst. Mac's a very intelligent guy. Always has been successful in everything he's done. It was very, very fun being around him. I enjoyed Mac. Still, like I say, I still consider him a friend. Like I said, we haven't been around a lot, but occasionally we'll text each other, see a message or something like that. And I did think he does an outstanding job. But it was very fun to be around Mac. He was very bright. And like I say, you got to have some deep conversations about ball. And you don't always get to go into that detail. No offense to a lot of announcers, but he's an ex-ball coach. So, you had some great conversations to go there.
All right, next question for Tyler Shaw.
Coach, did you even surprise yourself at all? Third year here, did you think before this year started you guys would be in this situation, a 5th-ranked team and playing in the Orange Bowl?
I thought we had an opportunity to. It's just a matter of how quick we could focus and stay attention to detail and eliminate clutter and play our game. I mean, we expect to be good every time we played, and hopefully it could have even been sooner than that. But we had things in position, and our guys have done a great job. They've bought in, and our assistant coaches have done a tremendous job. Our support staff, everybody here at A&M, the administration's given us things we need to do to be successful, and our players have done one heck of a job. This is a tremendous football team with great leadership who has done a great job with our young players, old players, and sending the message and selling the message of what we do, especially during this year with so much turmoil going through and so much change in our life and so much up and down. It's remarkable what they've done, but it doesn't surprise me because, listen, people are amazing when they want to be. When there's an urgency to do things, it's amazing what people can do. We've had the ability, and they're doing it now.
All right. Thanks. Next question for Chris Heidel.
Hey, Jimbo, it's Chris Heidel. How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Just talk about going to back to the Orange Bowl, and you actually are playing against North Carolina. You recruited Sam Howell to come to Florida State. What type of quarterback was he when you recruited him before you went off to College Station?
We started, and then they picked it up. I didn't get in a lot of depth with Sam, but I had tremendous. He was one heck of a player. Guy can throw it. He can run, and it's amazing. Think of the amount of success he's had in 2 years. I mean, to be able to jump in like he did last year as a freshman, I think it was 35, 36 touchdowns last year. I don't care. That's hard to do as a senior. Most guys can't do that. I mean, he is a tremendous tremendous leader, but he's not the only guy they got too. I mean, they can run the foot. They ran for 500 and some yards last game. The defense, what Mac has done there has been amazing. They throw it around. Coordinator does a great job. I know all those guys. Sam is, but he's the key to the drill and makes them go. And he's made a lot of big plays and going to be a heck of a challenge to stop him or try to at least contain him. You're never going to stop him.
Thanks, Jimbo. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too.
All right. We have less than 5 minutes left. Jeff, you got another follow-up question?
Yeah, I do. Jimbo, I hate to go back to this, but just you brought it up yesterday and today. Just the two teams above you, Notre Dame and Ohio State. Ohio State's got 6 games played. Notre Dame got beat 34-10. Which one of those would you left out for you to go to 4?
Oh, I have no idea. To break it all down. And I just felt strong about our players and what we did. And listen, they made good choices. Those teams are very deserving. They have nothing against that. I thought we were deserving. And that's what happens when you got a lot of teams are deserving and only so many spots. You have to make a choice. And the committee made a choice. That's their choice. We'll move on. I have no idea which one you take out or which one you put in or if you put us in. I just felt strongly about our team and what we have done. I'm very proud of them and what they've accomplished, but I have no idea. I can't answer that.
Our next question for Chuck.
Jimbo, I was just curious with what you've gone through, being in that discussion as this played out and being in a New Year's Six Bowl, the Orange Bowl, what does this do for your program in year 3 and going forward?
Well, I think it shows the trajectory we're on, what we're trying to accomplish, that we are being relevant in the national conversations and where we're going. Our brand is becoming a national brand and the things we do, which I think you have to do in today's game. We got a great state here in Texas we want to recruit the heck out of, but we also got to brand ourselves nationally across the board. And I think it sends a sign to players out there that, hey, A&M is on the rise. We're doing the things we need to do to have success. And this is a tremendous program, and hopefully they want to come be a part of it.
All right, last question, Jeff. Go ahead.
Didn't know my hand was still raised. I apologize.
So you don't? Okay.
Take my hand down.
Okay, sounds good. So it looks like that's all the questions we have. Thanks, Coach Fisher. We appreciate it. We'll see you in South Florida in a couple weeks.
Thank you, gentlemen. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.